Okay, Sam, have we got James Roberts from Atlanta? You want to hold on for this one. This is I saved this one for last for a reason.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay. We probably had your blood pressure up when you couldn't get on this call. Hopefully we didn't.
I went and got me another 5,000 units of arginine.
Good. Okay. Well, you're okay then. You'll be all right.
Yes.
James, I appreciate you so much being on the call. Your story is so compelling. It's one that just makes you remember what it can do for people. When people take arginine and citrulline and these various antioxidants and vitamin D. And so I'm just going to turn it over to you. I know you've told your story so many times, but it's just so powerful. But kind of take us a little bit from the beginning prior to learning about these nutrients.
Okay, Doctor. Thank you so much for having me on the call. Yes, I am definitely on a crusade to let people know. About 7 years ago, I was in corporate America for about 30 years in retail, and what the stresses of that business did for me, I didn't realize it. But I was having a lot of angina pain, folks, and anyone who's not had that, I would not wish it on anyone. I was having that every night. About 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and went to the doctor. They put me on a stress test. All of a sudden, they stopped the stress test, and I heard something about cold blue. I said, what in the world? I wonder who that is. And they came, 2 doctors, snatched me off a treadmill, took me in a room, and they told me to raise my tongue immediately, and they sprayed something under my tongue. All of a sudden, I got a terrific headache. And I laid down, and next thing I knew, I was in the hospital for about 5 days, and they had oxygen and stuff going in my... I said, what is going on here? Well, and then they did a catheterization, found out that I had 2 blockages. One was a blockage in the very small coronary... One was 70% blocked, one was 80% blocked in the very tiny coronary arteries. So when I woke up, I said, well, did you guys fix it while you were in there? And they said, no, we could not. Because we could not stent or do anything, we're going to put you on, what was the name of this stuff? Mdur. It's a nitroglycerin tablet. So I was taking that twice a day. A good, and I was, at 2 o'clock every day, I was washed out. I was taking that and something called Lipitor for cholesterol, had high cholesterol. When they took me off the treadmill, my blood pressure was 220 over 120.
Yikes.
And so thank God every day that I'm still here. And after I was introduced to an arginine supplement, it was about 7 years ago, and I was taking another nutrient, and I said, I'm not taking that stuff. And my wife said, James, you trust this gentleman that we had been in businesses before. He said, don't you trust this gentleman? I said, yeah, I trust him. He said, please try it because I'm scared. She was very afraid, because I was having that angina pain every single night until I got the nitro tablets. Let me tell you, I began to take the 1 ounce, I guess it was about 5,000 international units of the supplement, which had vitamin D3 in it, as well as the citrulline balance. This is a true story. After 7 days, first of all, I did not have angina pain that night. Mm-hmm. I was taking this product 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, and evening. I was sleeping. I began to see clearer, and I kept taking this stuff along with my medication. Went back to my doctor after 7 days. This is true. 7 days, and they took I said, well, James, now that we got you, looks like we may be getting you stabilized. Let me take your blood pressure. He used 1 unit. I even learned what a sphygmomanometer is. I can even say that now. I've learned a lot.
Wow.
And I'll be real brief, but he said, wait a minute, this unit is not correct. Let's go get they went and got a more, I guess, sophisticated machine because they could not believe the blood pressure. They came back and they said it was 115 over 70.
Wow.
And the doctor said, what in the world have you been doing? And I told him what I was doing. My wife was so excited. She said, he found something from Argentina. I mean, arginine. She was really excited. So I kept taking the product every single day. I began to just feel better. Energy was coming back. Now, I had had a catheterization. That's when they found the problem. After about, I'd say about 4 months of taking the arginine, I go back. My cardiologist wanted to do a follow-up catheterization. And I said, well, I was not having the angina pain. My energy level was back. I was feeling pretty good. He said, well, we just want to check anyway. When I woke up from that procedure, the doctor was shaking his head, and my wife was smiling. I said, wait a minute, why are you smiling? And he's shaking his head. And the doctor said, James, I don't know really what you've been doing, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it, because we found this is what he said, we found no evidence of the blockage.
Wow.
Anymore. Now, boy, I was happy about that. And so they began to wean me off of these medications, and I'm happy to say that today I don't take any chemicals. I don't put any chemicals in my body, because the body's not designed for that. I had a new, Dr. J, I forgot to tell you, I had just my regular checkup about 8 months ago. They wanted to do a nuclear test. I guess that, that's even more where they take actual pictures of the heart. And my cardiologist said, James, come back and see us in about a year and a half. He said, you can drive a Mack truck through your arteries.
Wow. That is phenomenal. James, I really appreciate that. What's nice is that, it's from beginning to end, it's still just keeps getting better.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm feeling fine right now, and I have to share this information that I found. And particularly with African Americans, we're more prone to hypertension. You just go to a lot of health seminars and PubMed.gov. I've learned a lot about what the heart does and the propensity for us to have hypertension more so than other groups. And so I'm sharing it with everybody I can see as fast as I can, because too many people are leaving this earth, I think, unnecessarily and too young, and possibly can be averted. So thank you so much for letting me share, and I just highly recommend everyone, please get the word out as quickly as we can. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, James, so much for being on in LaShan's. We appreciate you guys very much. It's just a great story, and I think everybody can tell it was worth staying on and hearing that wonderful testimonial of what it's done for James, and keeping the arteries clean, keeping the blood pressure down, and really what's so interesting about that is he really only told you about half the story. There's still more to it. But anyway, I appreciate everybody hanging in there. Usually our call is just about a half hour, but we had such a good lineup of individuals that were wanting to share their story about what these nutrients can do for people that have high blood pressure. So it's a serious matter. It's one that needs to be does need to be taken seriously, because it is very much a risk factor for serious events when people have high blood pressure. So we want you to let people know that there is hope. Please get back to the individual that invited you to come on the call this evening, and they'll help you with these nutrients that we've been talking about: arginine, citrulline, vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin E, grapeseed, grape skin extract, pomegranate, all these things that help with the body's production of nitric oxide. So thank you so much. Again, next week we're going to look forward to Dr. Kathy is going to handle the call, and she's going to talk more about the kind of the anti-aging effects of arginine and the human growth hormone support that arginine helps for the pituitary, and some of the nice, really, benefits of that, even just, you might say, cosmetically. There's some great stories, and again, as people start to do better on the outside, that's just a reflection of what's going on the inside. So stay tuned for information on that, and everybody have a great night.